Yo, what's happening everybody? So today we're back in the shop to do the second part of the unboxing and review video for the Lowepro FX1 Duo. This episode we're going to be working on the trimmer. So like I said in the previous episode, it's got a fully interchangeable battery system. It works across the full range, fully rechargeable, and it makes it a quite dynamic setup if you've got the full range of tools and the battery systems. So they've got trimmers, clippers, and a shaver as well. So we're gonna do the usual stuff. We're gonna work with it, unbox it, and we're gonna give you my pros and cons and to see how I feel about the tool. Is it gonna be a heavy hitter, or is it gonna be something that's gonna just drop off and be forgotten about? So if you ain't done so already, can you please subscribe to the channel, as it'll be very helpful. But on that note, let's get right to it. Open the box. Good feel to the box itself, metal case. Feels pretty nice, premium. Pull it out. Everything's tight in here. If it wants to come out from it, see. Yeah. So this is the charger. Let's take out this. So I'm gonna clip it out. The trimmer, I should say. Nice, lightweight feeling. I'll probably feel different with the battery in it. Nice premium feel. I like this texture on this, and the thumb groove or indentation feels nice, even with the grooves on the back, same as the previous generation ones. Set that aside for a second. This is the biggest change in the technology on it. It has the chargeable batteries. So I'll put that aside. We'll get through this box. You have this attaches onto the blade, so I guess over time, like with wear and tear, if it gets noisier, you could change this to quieten it down a little piece. Hopefully that wasn't too blurry for you. So yeah, you could change this little piece to quieten it down. It is, don't know if you can see on here, inside there, it's just this little plastic bit that the blade moves along on. Well, that moves the blade, I should say. So that's pretty good. Get a charging block, 2-pin for the US market, because they don't have them in the UK yet. And then you have your usual stuff: screw, brush, blade protector, oil, and the zero gapping tool. I'm gonna chuck that back in the box because we don't need all of these bits for now. That's not gonna get used. So you've got a USB-C wire. So let's peel this open. Get that off my finger. So, like I said, this is the major part of the new technology in this trimmer, or the FX1 series. So as you can see, it's got an arrow on the battery itself and an arrow on the charger. So you just line them two up and it just pops right in, nice and easy. As you can see, it's clipped in place properly so it can't even fall out. It's got nice little pads on the bottom of it to grip it to the surface that you need it to. Another thing that I liked about it, I just noticed that afterwards, after unboxing the last clipper, it's got the USB-C and you've also got your traditional charger. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be the one that they used on the clippers and the trimmers itself, but you don't get the cable for it, but you can use your old ones if you've got them already wired up. But I'll double check that and let you know later on. That just clips in nicely. It comes 50% charged, so it's got the power level on it, and it's at the bottom, so it's out of your face, but you can click on it whenever you need to find out what the battery level is like. So the thing that everyone wants to see is it going in place. So again, you've got the arrow here, arrow there, line them both up, just like so, and then just push it in. It's a bit tight, brand new, so I'm guessing they've done it like that, so it doesn't really loosen up over time. Button at the back to release it, press it, pops out nicely, pull it out. Nice. So like I said, it's a bit tight, it's brand new. Push it in place. Put it on and see what it sounds like. Feels nice, good power. Don't vibrate too aggressively. Thumb groove's nice, finger indentations on the back's nice. And this has the new blade on it. It is the Blue FX blade. From what I've heard, it is the deep tooth blades that's on here. But I'm gonna see what it cuts like. I'll double check if I need to zero gap it or not. But I might give it a go before I zero gap it to be able to see how it just cuts straight out of the box. So let's get right to the videos. I'm gonna put in them clips so you can see how the work turns out with these clippers and trimmers. This video is only gonna show you predominantly me doing the work with the trimmer. So just setting that guideline, putting it in, getting it ready for the fade, and it's just doing it nice and effortlessly, crisp and sharp. So just flipping over right now to just debolt the sides, and just cutting through it nice and effortlessly, and I just love it. It makes my job nice and easy. So just hitting up the hairline right now, getting the shape up nice and sharp, clean, crisp, and the trimmer is doing its job perfectly, just like I am. So just getting up the beard nice and sharp, clean around the edges, just what you want. Final model for today, setting up them guidelines, and it's just going for it nice and effortlessly. And just listen to that crunch. It is epic. I love it. Sweet. So now that we finished working with the tool, let's go over the pros and cons to see what I think about it. So I'm going to start off with the cons of this trimmer. The first con I have is the blade a little bit. So it's a small con, but I would say depending on if the person has thick hair or not, you have to be a little bit cautious because it can catch on their hair or on their scalp. Or especially if you're doing underneath the neck, I find sometimes it does catch a little bit, so you've got to be a little bit cautious with that and pay attention to when you're working with them. But again, it'll be on like a select few amount of clients that you might have that issue with. Another con that I have for this clipper, or trimmer I should say, sorry, which there's only two that I had, is the battery. So with this battery, if you've only got the one battery and you're not cautious with the battery level, and it dies on you, it's not the same as, say, traditional ones where you can plug it in and maybe still work with it, or something where, say like something that you got a dock, you could just put it in the dock when you're in between the cuts. With this, you tend to just kind of like put it down and not really pay attention to it. So, and it can kind of be annoying having to take out the battery between every haircut. So imagine that you're trimming, you finish doing the trim, take out the battery, put it in, then take it back out, put it in the trimmer. I think that's a bit annoying in my personal opinion, so it's not something that I would do. So that is why that is a con for me on this trimmer. But I would have to say that that is the only two that I would have for this. So going straight onto the pros, I could say that the blade is very sharp. I know I said it was a con, but it depends on specific people, and you could have that across different types of tools. But it is a pro, it is super sharp, it stays cool, it goes through bulk very easily. I haven't had any real irritation on anyone's skin. So it is definitely a big advancement on that. I do like a lot of them aspects of this blade. Another big thing that I like about this is the actual design. So the colorway, I just feel like they got it spot on with the blue blade, with the gray and the black. It just complements each other very nicely, and I think it is a cool look for this trimmer. Other pros on the design, another pro of it, is they've made it a little bit chunkier than the original low pro. So when you put the two side by side, I thought that there wasn't any real differences on the design, but when you put them side by side, you can notice that this is just like a little bit chunkier, and it makes sense to why I actually like how this trimmer feels when I'm working with it, because the other one, I bought it, but I never really use it too much, just because I didn't realize why I didn't like it. But now that I've got this and I put them side by side and I realized I use this one a lot more, I realized it was down to the actual shape of the trimmer itself. Like, it's a little bit thicker, feels nicer to hold, and I think that makes like a massive difference, probably making it a few mil thicker. So don't know the exact dimensions of it, but I think that is a major change, and I really do like that. Other pros for this trimmer are just the ergonomic design of it. The thumb groove, the finger grooves on the back, it just feels very, like you've got a nice groove on it, you've got a nice, like when you're scooping up with it, it just feels nice in your hand. Everything, the ergonomic design of this is spot on, and I don't think they can really get it much better than this. The final pro that I have for this, and I know I said it was a con, but I said if there was only one, is the battery. If you got multiples of this battery, which is what I think the brand intended you to do, it is perfect. You never need to worry about the battery life on it. You can literally just put it down, work it till it's dead, and just slap a new battery in there and then keep on going. Swap them over as you need to swap them over, and just keep on going through your day. And since I've had this, I've never really, like, I know I had the 245 charging mats before, but you had to be specific with where you put the clippers down or your trimmers down. With this, you can put it down anywhere and not have to worry about the battery dying at all, and it just does the job perfectly. Even when the battery's running low, you never need to worry about the battery level. Like, the efficiency of the tool, it works at the same efficiency level until it dies, and I do like that as well. So things that I like about the battery as well is nice indication at the bottom, nice and clear, not too bright in your eyes. When you're working with it, it just stays on constant blue to let you know what the battery level is like. And when the battery is running low, it goes red. I put a battery here somewhere to show you how it looks when it's dying. One second, find the battery.
A few moments later.
So I made a little mistake and I put the battery in charge by accident, just out of habit. But I'll slap up a video on the screen right now so you can see what it looks like when the battery's running low. So when the battery's running low, as you can see in the video, it just flashes red consistently to let you know that the battery's running low. That happens about like 10 or 15%. I'm not 100% sure, but it just comes on to let you know, all right, cool, it's time to change, battery's running low. And I like that because when you're actually working with it, it just literally flashes up red, so you do notice the change in color as you're working with the clipper or trimmer. So that is definitely a plus point on it. And the way that I got it set up on my station, I could show you a video of what it looks like, how the setup is. I could just touch it, know what the battery level is, switch them over as need be. So that is definitely a plus point on it. I think that is it with the pros and cons about it. I'm gonna leave it at that. So that is the pros and cons. Definitely a heavy hitter. I think this battery will be a game changer. The Duo is banging, I love it. Might look at a few more later on. But I'm gonna leave the video there for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you ain't done so already, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It will help out the channel. I'm gonna leave it there. Peace.